Hello everybody, we are from Group 6 of Introduction to Linguistic course. In this video, we are going to give you some explanation about the analysis of linguistic article assignment. Okay, I would like to introduce our members. There is Lutfia, Selamat Widodo, and Claire Ivanatasha. Then, before we jump to the first presenter, I would like to give you some information about the article. We have analyzed the article from Khairil Anwar, Kurniawan Yudi Nugroho, and Ida Nur Hamida, which the title is Students' Perception at the Use of Padlet in Linguistic Class, from Notion Journal of Linguistic Literature and Culture 2019. Okay, for the first presenter, that is Selamat Widodo, that would explain about the research background and theories.
I'm the first presenter. Will explain about research background and theories. The first is research background. Under research background, among several elective courses, there is one subject that is considered difficult for most students of English language education program at the Faculty of Language and Communication Science of Sultan Agung Islamic University or Unisula Semarang. The course is Introduction to Functional Linguistic. This course is a constitutional of the Introduction to General Linguistic subject. Introduction to Functional Linguistics contain basic theories in functional linguistics. These theories include genres, grammar, text, context, mood, transitivity, clauses, time, rhyme, and cohesion. The next slide, the many terms that are scattered in this course generally make students reluctant to learn more deeply, so that these subjects tend to be unpopular in their ears. The students reaction that in addition to students having to memorize complicated terms in language, they were also required to know the formulas and function of this complicated term in a text. Therefore, we need a method or technique or media that can be used by teachers to make students easy to understand the material from the class, especially in this case the class Introduction to Functional Linguistics. The next slide. Actually, there are many media that can be accessed online by students in learning and teaching. One of them is Padlet. Padlet is a useful device agnostic tool for instruction on virtual well that allows people to express their thoughts on a common topic easily and can be used for simple or even complicated instructional tasks among experts. This research helped that using Padlet is then believed to make it easier for students to understand the material in the class of Introduction to Functional Linguistics. The next material is theories. Jagannath, the 2016. Padlet is a useful device agnostic tool for instruction on virtual world that allows people to express their thoughts on a common topic easily and can be used for simple or even complicated instructional tasks among experts. Kaya 2015, Padlet is work like an online paper set in which people can post any contents. For example, image, videos, documents, text, anywhere on the page, together with anyone, and can be accessed from many devices such as a laptop, PC, tablet, or smartphone. Wheeler, 2013, in the study, secondary school science teachers were given two tasks using online web 2.0 application. Next, Fox 2014, using Padlet for world-class engagement. In this paper, his finding states that to interact and increase student involvement in the teaching process, teachers can use Padlet as an effective alternative so that students can be more active in the teaching process. Mullen and Person 2015 features and variety of displays of attractive backgrounds in Padlet provide a variety of user specs collaborate at the same time in different places. Denny and Zainal 2015 focusing on the use of Padlet in improving communication skills. The study 2005 the study 2016 underlining Padlet use in enhancing on non-English department student writing skills. The next page, Harith, Yunus, and Badusa 2017. Other studies are on improving students' speaking and writing skill, and the last was an experimental study of using Padlet in ESL classroom. Best 1981 describe descriptive qualitative studies are made to describe the characteristic of existing phenomena, developing ongoing process, significance, impact, and trend that are in existence in society. Thirdly, the 2007 research method in applied linguistic consonance sampling is a sampling method from resources. Maybe enough for me. Thank you.
Next, for the second presenter, that is Lutfia, that will explain about research methods, object and subject research, and collect the data.
Okay everyone, my name is Lutfia and here I want to explain about the research method. So the object and subject research and then collect the data. Okay, for the research method, this journal using qualitative method and then sampling technique and then the last is questionnaires. Okay, for the next is object and subject research. The object participant from student from one study program, namely English Language Education, Faculty of Language and Communication, Sultan Agung Islamic University, Semarang, the 5th semester of batch 2014. There are from 28 students. There were 4 male student respondents, The rest, 20 people, are female students voluntarily participated in this study. And then the subject is to find out the extent of student knowledge about Padlet. Then the student have diverse knowledge about Padlet. Okay, the next is collect the data. First, the researchers observe the research subject. And the second, the researchers prepare for data collection by making feasibility study of research samples and needs assessment. For the third, the researchers collected the data. And the fourth, the researchers conduct data analysis. And the fifth, the researchers process the data. And then sixth, the researcher made interpretation and conclusion. Seventh, the researchers wrote a research report. The researchers submit the research report, and then the researchers use confidence sampling, and then the researchers collected the data using a questionnaire from Google Form, which contained students' perception of using Padlet in class course Introduction in Functional Linguistic. I think just this for me. Thank you.
And the last presenter, that is me, Clary Natasha, that would explain about the analyze the data, result, and conclusion. Okay, the first is analyze the data. The respondents answer some question on the Google form, and the result is presented in the form of table that were used to analyze the data. Of the total 28 respondents in the study, there were 4 male student respondents. The rest 24 people are female students. All respondents, 28 people, are students from one study program, namely English Language Education, Faculty of Language and Communication, Sultan Agung Islamic University Semarang, the 5th semester of batch 2014. Next, from the overall answer from the respondents about the knowledge of Padlet, conclusion can be drawn as follows. The students define Padlet as an electronic medium, application or website created to express opinions, upload or collect assignments, discuss, give and receive information, shares ideas, and can also be used to help the teaching process in the form of text, photos, links, and more. Most students of batch 2014-2015 of English Education Program consider the Padlet to be something new to them. They have not found anything before this research was held. Then, respondents were asked about their perception on using Padlet in the learning of Introduction to Functional Linguistics. From the data state that most students answer with short answers such as interesting, useful, fun, good enough, and very helpful. Some of them answer in more detail. In short, after using Padlet in classroom learning Introduction to Functional Linguistics, they have the perception that learning on the subject becomes effective. Only a small percentage of them, one respondent or 3.5% of all respondents, say that the use of Padlet in the learning and teaching process was less effective. One other respondent mentioned that there were obstacles found in the implementation, namely when the internet network was bad. When the internet network is bad, Padlet can't run properly. Therefore, a good internet network is absolutely necessary in its implementation. Most students, 78%, state that they were happy when class learning Introduction to Functional Linguistics used Padlet media. Only very few of them, 5%, openly expressed their displeasure. The rest say maybe. That is, the use of this media becomes something different for students compared to other classes. Next is result. The students have diverse knowledge about Padlet, and most of them consider Padlet to be something new to them. The majority of correspondents state after using Padlet in classroom learning Introduction to Functional Linguistics, they have the perception that learning on the subject becomes effective. Most students, 78%, state that they were happy when class learning Introduction to Functional Linguistics used Padlet media. Only very few of them, 5%, openly expressed their displeasure. The essay maybe, that is, the use of this media becomes something different for students compared to other classes. In addition, almost all students saw that the Padlet appearance was interesting, and most students said that they felt that they were able to submit ideas related to the material in the course Introduction to Functional Linguistics. Ideas that appear can be poured freely on the walls of the Padlet media. Moreover, they claim the use of Padlet in the class Introduction to Functional Linguistics can make it easier for them to better understand the material. And the last is conclusion. From the data obtained through the questionnaire, we can conclude that the actual use of Padlet media in learning Introduction to Functional Linguistics is very effective in helping to improve students' understanding of the course. After all, the implementation will run very well if supported by good internet network facilities. Okay, I think enough from our group from the explanation about the analysis of the article. Thanks for your attention and see you!